How I scaled my real estate business to over 800K without purchasing leads. Okay, so I want to say something that might go against like everything that you have heard. If you feel like your business isn't growing because you don't have enough leads, that's probably not actually your problem. Because the year I scaled my business to over 800K, it had nothing to do with having more leads. Several years before I hit these numbers, I was doing what most agents was doing. I was buying leads, chasing leads, constantly feeling like I needed more. And honestly, I just felt stuck. I mean, there was no systems. It was basically just chasing a bunch of people that I didn't know. And there was just no systems for it. And it was such a frustrating feeling. I don't know if you've been in the business long enough, you know what I'm talking about. You know that feeling. You just feel stuck. And the shift that changed like everything for me was not getting more people, not purchasing more leads. It was what I did with the people that I already actually knew, that I already had a relationship with, even if it was a little bit distant. So I'm going to break that down for you because this is where most agents get it wrong. And I got it wrong for over a decade. And I am so grateful that I figured it out. So here's the problem. The industry has basically trained us to believe that more leads actually equals more income. How many people out there have CRMs like packed full with thousands of leads? You know who I'm talking about. Yes, lots and lots of people. So when something isn't working, the default is not just buy more leads. It just isn't productive. You're doing open houses, you're posting, you're buying leads, you're staying busy. And I'm not saying like open houses can't be a good thing. I'm not saying staying relevant on social media. But if that's your only strategy to generate business, you're going to be on a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Busy is not profitable. Busy does not mean that you're actually making progress. When I started to realize this, more leads without a system does not fix your business. It actually creates a lot more chaos. So instead of solving the problem, you are just like multiplying it. And this is where most agents are living. You have months where things are working, you're closing some business, and then months where you feel like you're starting over. And I'm sure if you are an agent that is closing some business, you're looking at other agents that are winning at a higher level consistently. You're wondering, gosh, why can they do it? I'm capable of doing it. You just haven't figured it out yet. So you've got people in your pipeline, but it's just inconsistent. You're working a lot, but it's not translating into actual predictable income. Oh my goodness, I've been there. And it's exhausting because you always feel like you're chasing the next deal. And the truth is, you can have a lot of leads and still feel completely stuck in your business. You can have a ton of leads and no money, no closings. So here's what actually changed everything for me. I stopped focusing on getting more leads and started focusing on building an actual business, like a scalable, predictable business plan. And for me, that came down to a few key shifts. One, systems over leads. I stopped asking, how do I get more people? And started asking, how do I maximize the people I already have? I got really serious about the plan, like really serious about the plan. I built systems around my database and I made sure that every conversation actually went somewhere. I was providing value. I had have a very dialed system that creates referrals from the people that I already know and already trust. Because most agents don't need more leads. They need a better way to manage and convert the ones they actually already have. I know if you're an agent that have been in the business for a little while and you are on this call and you've done the math, majority of the time, majority of business comes from people that already know you. Why not maximize that? Agents, including myself, get caught up in my database isn't moving. They've all made a move. Keep in mind, every single person in your database knows 2 to 3 to 500 more people. And if you're doing it right, they're referring you to all of those people that are making a move. So getting caught up in, gosh, the 400 or 500 people that are in my database are not making a move, I think that's probably pretty hard to believe. But even if they're not, just know we're not just marketing to 400 to 500 people. We're actually making connections to the 200 to 300 people that they know. And if we train those people correctly, that's where all of those referrals come from. And again, I did not do this for over a decade, and everything changed when I actually realized that my business comes from relationships. Any agent winning at a high level consistently for over a decade and that is profitable, so not big, huge buyer agent teams where a lot of times the team lead is not profitable. There's always exceptions to this. Some agents are rocking it and doing really good at that. But a lot of times people are building these big teams that are not even profitable. So I'm talking about profitable agents. So conversion, obviously we need to have skills in converting. The second, that's a big, big deal. I got a lot better at conversions. I got more confident in what I was saying. I learned how to handle objections, how to actually lead people, how to close. And keep in mind, when people already like and trust you, you have to deal with this so much less. I lived my first 10 years on FSBOs, expireds, and cold. I had to develop those skills, and I'm grateful for those skills, but I'm here to tell you, when you do it right and you start working and you set expectations up front and you position yourself in the market as a true expert, I'm here to tell you, you're not handling objections very often. You're really not. If you can't, though, convert at a high level, more leads are definitely not going to save you. If you're not converting the people that you already have, having more of them is not going to change anything. They're just going to expose that faster. Relationships over transactions. That is the big key here. It's huge. I stopped treating people like transactions and started treating them like long-term relationships, which is what they are. I focused on my database. I stayed in touch. I built connections. I had a very, very specific plan on exactly how I did this. Because most agents are sitting on a gold mine and they are constantly looking outside of it instead of actually working that. That's the foundation to your business. Next is consistently over intensity. It's a big one. And this might be the biggest one. I got really, really consistent. I tell my clients, my coaching students all the time, we are not chasing motivation. We are chasing consistency. Because really, if we are chasing all this motivational stuff, think about it. It goes away. It fades. And then we're only taking action when we feel motivated. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not going to feel motivated most of the time. So we need to chase consistency versus all this motivation. Again, I got consistent, not motivated, not inspired, consistent. I had daily non-negotiables. I stopped making decisions based on how I felt. This is really, really big. And I just did the work over and over. I had a very specific plan. I know what I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I know what I do January, February, March, April, May. It's very specific. It's just a to-do list. And I follow it regardless of how I feel. Just did the work over and over and over. And it wasn't exciting, but it worked. And it's still working. That's when my business actually started to scale at a high level. 3-4 timesing my income. My plan was very specific, systematized, and I implemented it every single day. And when I made these shifts, everything changed. My income didn't just grow, it became predictable. And that's when I realized I don't just have to chase deals. I actually can have a business in real estate. And that's what allowed me to scale to over 800K. Not more leads, just doing the right things at a higher level consistently. And I'll say this, if you keep chasing leads without fixing these things, you are going to stay in the same cycle. You're just going to be busier, not necessarily more successful or making more money. And eventually that catches up to you. We get burned out. We can all get burned out. If you're working really, really hard and not getting the results that you feel, something has to change. It doesn't have to be that way. So if this resonates with you at all, and you're starting to realize that maybe it's not a lead problem, then you are exactly who I make these videos for. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to keep breaking this down to every little detail and showing you exactly how I built a real business that was scalable. And if you are ready to take a step further, I've got something below that will walk you through this in more detail. At some point, it's not about getting more opportunities. It's about becoming the person who can actually handle the ones you already have. If you are somebody out there who actually needs a daily plan, daily actions to build a scalable business, a plan that actually works, book a call with me today. Here's your next video.